before pandemic.
Okay. It was
Mhm.
before the pandemic, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Hey, by the way,
I
sorry, I started the YouTube broadcast now. Is that
oh,
okay, guys?
okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay. All right. Okay, go on, Kak Eka. So it was
Yeah,
one-on-one presentation for you back then
yeah.
before the pandemic.
I'm only one person
Mm-hmm.
introduce my product. My product
Okay.
my product name is chemical injection pump brand William USA.
Oh, okay. So it's actually related to sorry, instrumentation.
Yep,
Oh,
mechanical
okay.
instrumentation also.
Oh, I
Mhm.
see. Did you know that I'm actually an instrument student back then? I mean,
Oh really?
electronics and instrumentation. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Actually, not
yeah,
just
yeah.
me. Bang Rega and Bang Faris is also the same.
That's why you are familiar, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
you sell that kind of product. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to make the presentation.
Make the presentation
Hmm. So
like that.
it's basically for the user. It's only one user. And then you present it.
Some user and buyer
Okay.
also.
Okay, okay.
Procurement
Hmm.
like that.
Oh, I see. So basically, you try to, what is it?
Introduce.
Introduce your product.
Yep.
Okay, okay. So in terms of introducing something,
Mm-hmm.
you do the presentation. Okay.
Right.
All right. How about let's ask Bang Faris maybe. Have you ever present something in front of the others maybe?
What? Can
Have you
you
ever
repeat it?
present something or
Uh,
make what is it? Doing
yeah, I have.
presentation?
I have.
So what kind of occasion?
Seminar
Okay,
for
seminar.
in lab meeting in my lab.
Oh, lab meetings.
Yeah. So every
Okay.
week, not every week now, around one every month,
Oh, once a month
once a month.
you have to present something.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you present back then?
Previously, I present there is a material to me
Mm-hmm.
that I should understand
Okay.
about the topic in the lab,
Uh-huh.
so that I need to present to the other lab mate and professor,
Okay. Okay.
and then professor will ask me about that also. Uh, Actually, to prove that I understand about that topic.
Okay. So basically to inform
Yeah,
the
to
audiences.
to inform the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Okay.
about my
Okay.
research also,
Mm-hmm.
I do that. Do a
Okay. Okay.
presentation for my research.
Okay. So in order to make the audience understand and also to show that you are understand about that topic, right?
Yeah.
So you did that presentation. Okay,
Mhm.
that's a good one. Okay, how about Kaicha? Have you ever present something or make doing presentation, Kaicha? To you?
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
um, maybe pernah nggak ya?
How about in a school? It's like teamwork, and then you have to present something in front of the others. Have you ever do that?
Yes, I think when offline school.
Offline school, yeah. So maybe it's back then, like 2 years ago, right? Hmm. So, what are the purpose of you? I mean, to present something.
I forgot. mm, well, there's a PowerPoint, and I just
Hmm.
read the PowerPoint.
Oh, so you create the materials on the PowerPoint?
No, that's my friend create that,
Okay,
and I
okay,
just read the text.
okay. So basically, you have to deliver the information that that are already presented in the PowerPoint, something like that, Kak Icha.
Yes.
And someone have already done it for you in terms of what is it like? What do we call it? Like making the presentation, right?
Yeah.
And then you just do the presenting. Okay.
Yes, and search for the literature.
Okay, that's very good one. Thank you, Kak Icha. So yeah, the main things that we do in the presentation is basically to inform the audiences, right? Basically, it's to inform something to the audiences. That's the goal. It can be introduce our product. It can be to inform about what we've done so far. It can be to everything is about delivering the information, right? Okay, so today we're going to actually I want to let you know that these several phrases exist to help you to present something. Okay, so let me. Oh, am I already share my screen? Not yet, right? Okay, I'm starting it. Okay, I'm sure you have seen it, right? Okay, so that's about presentation. Okay, so this is the useful phrases, English phrases for a presentation. Okay, guys, so when it comes to presentation, at first, of course, you introduce yourself so that the audience is informed about who are you. And then after that, we introduce the topic, right? Am I correct? Okay, so the phrases that we could use when we introducing topic. So this is the phrases, guys. So you could use this one. Today I'm here to talk to you about. That's the first phrases that we can use. And then you could also use this one. What I'm going to talk about today is blah blah blah. Okay. And then you could also use the third one here. I would like to take this opportunity to talk to you about blah blah blah. Okay. And this one is actually my favorite. I'm delighted to be here today to tell you about blah blah blah. That's very warm because it has the delighted word here, right? Delighted means like I'm really happy. Something like that. Delighted. I'm really happy. And then next, I want to make you a short presentation about the topic. Okay. And then you could also use this one. I'd like to give you a brief breakdown of the topic, something like that. So not only I would like to introduce you into this topic, but there's a lot of phrases that you could use, guys. So just be creative. Just use in the different occasion, use the other one. In the different occasion, use the other one too. So just be creative, okay? That's for introducing the topic. Then for after we introduce the topic, sometimes we have to start the point. Sometimes in our presentation, we have several points to deliver, right? Okay, so to start the point, like this one on the first, what is it, phrase? Let me start with some general information on blah blah blah. So usually this is to start out some point, okay? And then you could also use this one. Let me begin by explaining why the blah 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 is blah blah blah, or how blah 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 is blah blah blah. Okay, and then you could also use this one. I'd like to give you some background information. So basically, background information, it's like the introduction. It's the same, guys. Background information. And then before I start, does anyone know blah blah blah? So basically, the way we use this, it's by throwing question. Does anyone know blah blah blah? It's by throwing a question. And then you could also mention about everyone that what is it? The things that everyone already know. As you are aware about blah blah blah. As you are all aware blah blah blah. Okay, and then you could also use the last one here. I think everybody has heard about blah blah blah, but hardly anyone knows a lot about it. So this is also throwing a fun fact that no one actually know. Okay, that's to start a point. Okay, next, after starting a point, we've got wait. Okay, yeah. I think some one slide is missing here. Yeah. Okay. So usually after we start point, usually we mentioned about few points first. Like the first point I have already introduced, right? We deliver some point like there are 3 points. We told them all, but finally, before you finish the presentation, you have to make a conclusion. So conclusion, it's like to recall what we have already said on that presentation. So this is conclusion. So the way we make a conclusion by using these phrases. To sum up, sum is actually from summarize, guys. So to sum up, it could mention about our conclusion, something like that. Or you could also mention about the second one here. Let's summarize briefly what we have looked at. Okay, summarize. That's the key. Sum up, summarize. You could also use recap here. Here's a quick recap of the main points of this section. Okay, and yeah, the other one, I'd like to recap the main points. So in order to make a conclusion, you have to use the word conclusion, but you could actually vary. You could use sum up, summarize, recap, or you could use the last one here, we have covered. Okay, well, that's about it for this part. We have covered blah, 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 and blah, 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 something like that. Okay, that's how we make a conclusion. All right, then after we conclude something, after we conclude the presentation, sometimes we have to not sometimes, but we have to make time for the audiences to ask question. So maybe since the presentation is to deliver the information, right? So at the very least, we have to let them to make the unclear become clear. Okay, so by asking questions. Okay, so the first one, does anyone have any question or comments? So actually to encourage the audiences to ask the question. And then you could also throw the second one here. I'm happy to answer your question now. Okay, and then you could also use the third one here. Please feel free to interrupt me if you have any question. So usually we use this one. It's like in the middle of presentation, something like that. You could throw the third here, the third phrases. Okay, and then the fourth one here. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. It can be in the middle. It can be in the end. It's okay. All right, and you could also use this one. So this is at front. You could ask this in front, at front. Please stop me if you have any question, or in the middle of your presentation. It's okay. Please stop me if you have any question. Okay. And do you have any question before I move on? Usually it's between points. So for example, we have 3 points to mention. Then in the middle of the first and the second, you could mention this one. Do you have any question before I move on? And then if there's no question, then you all feel free to move on. Okay. And then if there are no further question at this point, I'd like to blah, blah, blah. It's basically to ask the audiences instead. Okay. That's about throwing a question. Then the next, if we don't know about the answer or unknown answer, guys. Okay, so basically, if you don't know about the answer, it's okay. It's totally okay to be able to not answer. Okay, But the way we should cope up with is basically in a polite way, guys. So if we don't know about the answer, don't really mock the one who make the question, or even just do it politely, something like that. Okay, so basically, stay positive first. So even though you have no clue about the answer, stay positive first. So praise the question first. Praise the one who asked the question. Like this one, that's an interesting question, but I don't actually know off top of my head. But I'll try to get back to you later with an answer. Maybe it's like in the different time you could actually answer if you do have the answer, but don't really mock the one who asked the question. Okay, just praise the one who asked the question. That's a good question, something like that. Okay, next, I'm afraid I'm unable to answer that at the moment. Perhaps I can get back to you later. Okay, so basically it says that we don't know, we don't have the answer yet, something like that. So still do it in a positive way, do it in a polite way. Okay, and then then you could also praise the question again. Good question, I really don't know, what do you think? This is actually to encourage the audiences to try to answer too, because sometimes the answer is hidden between the audiences. Maybe the audiences is more expert than us, so it's okay to probably start a discussion with the audiences. Okay, and then that's a very good question. However, I don't have any figures on that, so I can't give you an accurate answer. So being honest that we don't know about the answer, it's also okay. So it's still polite, guys. It's okay if we don't know about the answer. And then you could also mention about the last one here. Unfortunately, I'm not the best person to answer that. Usually it's like the answer, the question that off the topic, something like that. So you are not really expert in that part. So you're not trying to answer that one. Okay. So those are the useful phrases that you could use during or while you doing the presentation, guys. Any question, maybe? Any question?
Well, probably just a comment, but that's
Okay.
just a comment. But I
Sure.
think we have to be careful for number 3 because
Okay.
if we use it to our superior, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
it's not appropriate.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
still, it's more
Mm,
about it should be more polite. So it can be smoother, maybe.
mhm.
Oh, that's a good question. But honestly, I don't really know about the answer. I would be appreciated if you could help me to maybe answer that, something like that. So what do you
I'm
think?
sorry. Could you repeat the last sentence? I couldn't follow it. Your last. I'm sorry. Could you blah blah blah.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Could you? I totally forgot what I've said.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah. Okay.
good
Okay. Thank you.
question. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to answer
Uh,
that. Maybe could you help me to answer this question? Maybe something like that. It's more polite. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for
thank
the
you. Thank you.
additional, Bang Rega. You could make it smoother, by the way. Okay. Any other question, maybe? Anyone? So the point is we have to be polite enough to even though the question is a bit awkward for you to answer, just still be polite, okay? So that the one who asked the question won't be bothered with your words, guys. Okay, that's about the presentation. I hope one day when you trying to do the presentation, I hope this one will help you. All right. Okay, so if there's no question, guys, so let's get into the breakout session now. So here's the topic. So our topic today is about presentation. And this is a bit more personal, so that's okay. It would be, I think it would be easier since it's not really a general question. Okay, so this is the list of the question, guys. Please take a look first before we discuss. And as always, I will put that into the chat so that you could see again later on. Okay. All right. No question from this one? Visual aids. Have anyone known about the visual aids? Kaika, do you know about visual aids?
Never here.
Okay, visual aids. Aids? How about aids? How do we answer? How do we translate aids? What is the meaning of aids, Kak Eka? It's on the fourth question, actually. This one.
Alat bantu.
Yeah, that's true, Kak Naya. So it's like the PowerPoint, it's the visual aids. Like projector, it's also visual aids. Like the statue, sometimes when we make a presentation about our organ, something like that, it's also a visual aid, something like that. All right. Okay, guys, so I will divide you into some groups so that you could discuss again later on. Oh, I think it's only 2 because we've only got 8 members. Okay. Wait. All right, guys, wait a minute. Okay, I already set everything up. So yeah, don't forget to open up your camera and microphone, guys. Join up and have fun. Did you receive the invitation, guys? Kak Keira? Kak Fazria? Kak Fazria? Kak Fazria? Could you hear my voice? Hello, Kak Fazria? All right.